Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be doing a garden tour over here. I was doing them on my Instagram, but my garden has gotten so big and it's such a wide area that I cannot fit it into like a 90-second video over there. So I'll be doing like mini ones over there and then like more in-depth ones over here. I don't think I've actually showed my garden maybe once over here, and I kind of want to show you the progress on it and start doing the progress on it each week. So let's get into it. Okay, so on the outside I just have my little flower beds, and then I have birdhouse gourds growing right here, and then they're gonna grow up the trellis. And over to this side where I have a bunch of wildflowers and morning glories growing right here. They're also going to trellis up over top of my archway. And then right inside I have my lettuce, and I did them in just the bags, cutting them open. I kind of wanted to see how they would do because at the time I didn't really have like raised beds. I wasn't sure how I was going to do everything. So basil is in each entryway. Over here the basil is coming up so beautifully. And then I have beans growing here, and I'm just teaching them to trellis up my little sticks here. I come out here every couple days and just kind of like get them going the way they need to. And then I have some bush beans growing all along here, and peppers. There is a few peppers that have already got little blooms on them, which is super exciting. And then this is all my tomatoes. I just need to get one more trellis for the end one. The ones that are over here, they're growing up really quick. They were about an inch tall when I got them. I actually got a really good deal on peppers, tomatoes, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. And I got them for 25 cents for a 4-pack. And so I got a whole bunch of them because I really got my garden growing really late this year. Next year is definitely going to be different. I'm going to be doing a lot more from seed. So here is my onions, and I've come out here and I've cut them down. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I dehydrate my shoots on my onions, and helps them grow up, and the bulbs get the onions get actually bigger when you cut them off. So I've got tomatoes, peppers, there's a few more peppers growing here. This right here is my purple cabbage. I did have an issue with some worms eating them in the very beginning. It did get the one right there in the center, but other than that they have recovered really good from the whole cutworms thing. And then over here I've got Brussels sprouts growing, one little random tomato, and then these are the onions that I actually had from the store. I just wanted to see what they would do, and so they're getting ready to actually bloom and bolting. All right here is, I believe, collard greens or Swiss chard. I cannot remember exactly what I put there. And then here is more cabbage, just plain white cabbage. And then the rest of the beds really don't have anything in them. I do have beets growing right here. These are Baker Creek seeds, red something. I cannot remember the name of them, I'm sorry. I would have to look. If you want to know, you can always message me and I can look them up. And then more onions. And then I also have tomatoes growing along this back wall because I've got so many tomatoes. They're literally stuffed everywhere. And then on the back wall over here, I did plant zinnias to grow up the back of the fence line. So we've got our beets here. They're doing really good. And then all of this is my garlic. And then here we have carrots. There's a whole bunch of them. And then on this side, it's also carrots, and they're going in a different direction. So I have them going this way and this way. And then on the back side of that, I do have some peppers growing that were extras, and I couldn't fit them into the beds that I had. I did have rosemary growing here, but it didn't come up, so I have covered it over to kill the weeds, and then I'm going to till it up and make a new bed. I'm not sure what I'm going to plant there yet. And then this is cilantro and cucumbers. My cucumbers are looking really, really good. I don't see anything blooming on them yet, but they are starting to flower. And then I have microgreens growing here in the back, and I need to actually trim some of those. And there's two different types of cucumbers growing. I have like a pickling variety and a snacking variety. Excuse me. And then a little bit more basil growing here. And so that's pretty much what the fenced in garden is looking like. And this is probably around the 4th or 5th garden tour that I've done. So everything is growing really well. The whole issue I was having with the cutworms has been resolved, and everything is bouncing back and looking really pretty. So this is the garden that is fenced in, and I will take you to the backyard where I have pumpkins and squash growing, and then also more tomato plants. So let's go look at that. So I have a couple of tomatoes growing right here that were extras. I don't know how well they're going to do because they are in the shade, so we're going to see. I'm kind of experimenting on different things. And then we've got 2 sunflowers on the end of the house, and then there's a whole bunch of peppermint coming up, and then I haven't got anything planted in that yet. But these are the sunflowers, and then I've got another sunflower here, and then this is another tomato bed. And the difference on these tomato plants are the ones over there that are really tall were, I put eggs shells underneath each one of them when I planted them for one, and they were planted a couple of weeks before. So they do look a lot more smaller, so I'm hoping that the other ones will give me a harvest first, and then these will give me a second harvest. That's what I'm planning on. And then we've got watermelon, I think, growing right there. It's watermelon and it's pumpkin. I can't remember. I really should mark these better. And then here I have a different type of squash. It's like a flat patty type squash. And then here we have a pumpkin plant, and then a whole bunch of squash plants. There's summer squash. They're really small. They were planted the same time that these tomato plants were planted, so they're really tiny, but they are starting to get a little bit bigger here and there. But the acorn squash is just, it's growing beautifully. It's blooming, and everything is looking really nice, with the exception that my chickens got into these 2 beds right here and just killed a bunch of plants. I think I lost like 3 or 4 plants. And then this is that berry tree. If you follow my Instagram, my kids have been picking them and bringing them in and making like fruit leather and stuff out of them. I think it's like a mulberry tree. And it's been really good, and the kids really seem to love it. It does drop a lot of berries on my plants here, which is why I think the chickens were over here digging around, but it happens. So this is all of my squash, and then somewhere in here, I think it's over there, I have a watermelon plant growing with my acorn squash, because originally in the backyard it was going to be just watermelon and pumpkin, but then when I got that really good sale, I brought home a bunch of acorn squash, so I decided to put the acorn squash in with the pumpkins and the watermelons, because at the time they didn't seem like they were coming up. But I did get a plant here and a plant over here that came up really well. So I definitely can't complain too much about that. And the next thing we're gonna go look at is gonna be the turnips. And they're all the way at the front. And we're gonna possibly cut some turnip greens for my dinner tonight. And I will take you up there next. I haven't showed up there in like a long time. So hopefully it should be exciting because I haven't actually been up here for like a couple of days. So I'm gonna go up there and see what's going on and see if we can't cut some leaves off the tops of the turnips so I can make them with some bacon that I have in the fridge. That's kind of a little bit of a walk. And then halfway up is my sunflowers. I love these sunflowers. They're growing so well. They're getting really tall, and there's 3 sets of them. And the other one is right over here. And this one here is actually getting really big. It's probably the biggest one so far. And then all the way up here we have the broccoli, cabbage, and turnips. So I'm really excited about the turnip greens, and they might be a little small for trimming to eat, but I have so many of them that I'm going to trim them anyway and just kind of have a little tiny portion of dinner. So let's see, we have broccoli here. Now the cutworms, they really got the broccoli bad. So there is a few of them that are really small, and then that one on the corner didn't make it at all. And then all through here is turnips. And there's quite a few turnips, and I'm gonna just take a few leaves because there's some really tall ones over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those. And then over here is the cabbage, and it is looking really good. Oddly enough, the cutworms didn't really get the cabbage. So I'm really thankful for that because they literally almost destroyed all the broccoli plants. But the cabbage is looking really good. I put covers over them because I was thinking it was squirrels getting them, because we do have a lot of squirrels, but I don't think it's squirrels. I think it was cutworms that was getting everything else up by the house. So they have a little bit of extra protection until they get really big. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these turnip greens that are up here, and I will show you that after I get them all trimmed and in my basket. Okay, so I have some turnip greens. They were kind of small, so I only got a few just for dinner tonight. And the only other things I haven't shown was the herbs, and the herb bed is doing quite well. So one herb bed turned into a flower bed, which is this one right here. It has morning glories growing in it, and microgreens as well. But then the one that's over here is doing a lot better with the herbs. So I have some dill growing here, and then I have 2 little blueberry plants right outside, and then there's catnip and chives and dill. It's kind of all mixed in, and then there's 1 sunflower growing right there. I really like this little garden bed. The herbs smell so good. I absolutely love the dill. I just pick it and eat a mouthful of it. It's really good. Yeah guys, so that's pretty much all of my garden tour. I will be getting to more camper videos soon. I just haven't really had the time, and I messed up my shoulder, so I haven't really been out here to do too much with my camper, but I'm definitely going to. I haven't forgotten about it or anything. So if you want to see the camper renovation videos, definitely follow me, and I'll be posting updates on my Instagram of when more videos come up over here and little mini videos over there. So thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like and follow and hit the notification bell so anytime I do post a video that you are notified. And I hope everybody has a blessed day.